Hi, this is Brian Whitaker at Wits End Ranch, and I got a question from a viewer, and I'm wondering, has this ever happened to you? Oh, man. My guess is if you roped long enough and you feed your slack, this has happened. Everything's lying out, you feed, and you lose that. Now, I've heard it referred to as different terms. Blowing the spoke. I call it dropping the spoke, but really it's not so much dropping the spoke, because right here from your hand to your hondo is your spoke, and you're not really dropping that. What happens is it's more in the grip. The grip is a crucial part of roping, and for me it starts right up here. I'll put my hand with the coils and the reins kind of in front of or on top of the hondo and grip that pretty well. Take my right hand, start here with both. You're dropping the strand that feeds through the rope, so you still have a hold of this strand. So that means you have a pretty good feel for that side. But to me, so it happens, people on that forward swing, your first forward swing when you feed, I can see some people's hand change, the grip change, and I'm talking slight. But I will say, whatever you want to call this, blowing your spoke, dropping it, whatever, it's probably going to happen. It's happened to me. Fortunately, the only time I can think of it happening, and I had to think about this, I think was only in the practice pen. So, but guess what? Here's what you do. If it happens to you in the practice pen, whatever end you're dealing, it's a little easier to deal with on the heading side. Is if it happens, when you rope for a while, this rope gets frayed. I have a video all dedicated to that. And the more frayed and worn it gets, generally the more friction. And I'll have different ones in my rope bag. When I was competing a lot, I always had a pretty new rope that it felt really good to me, so that one's going to stay in the bag and just be up for competitions. But I'd make sure I'd swing that thing, rope the dummy a little bit every once in a while, have an arsenal of ropes that you're able to rope with. And over time, worn out rope, new rope, it's not going to matter much as long as you keep using different ones. When helping people, I've had to mimic what they're doing, and sometimes that takes more precision than you might think. Good example is a common thing, team roping, like with horns, or just trying to rope horns, is splitting the horns. I have a video on that. And I get now where I can mimic that, splitting the horns almost every time I want to, where before I couldn't. And it almost felt counterintuitive to learn how to split the horns. I don't want to do that. Actually, it's helped. So in other words, happens, go on with it. Get good at it, so that if the rare occurrence it happens when, say, you're out in a pasture or you're in a competition, don't stop. Keep going. Keep swinging before that cow runs through the fence. Thank you so much for the question. If you do have any questions, just write them in the comment section and I'll try to address them, because that's a great question. So it's a great question, not something I would have thought about, because it's not something I see a lot, but it is part of roping. It probably, if it hasn't happened by now, it will happen to you. And like that, and shoot, just learn how to deal with it. Obviously, thanks again. I hope that helps.